So today we're going to talk about a really controversial topic in my industry. Should we buy or rent? With people just wondering where the heck the real estate market is going, there's more people on the fence about whether or not to buy or rent. If that's the situation you're in, this video is for you. Let's not waste any time. Let's get right to it. So to start off, we're going to talk about renting and the reasons to rent. We're going to go through 3 points of why you might want to rent. Number 1, the cost of mortgages have gone up so much. In a study by MBA Mortgage Application Data, in 2020, a mortgage payment and a rental payment were about equal at $1,200 a month. And this is on the national level, not just in the DC area. In the national level, $1,200 a month. Since then, rentals have gone up 10% to a little over $1,300. Mortgages have gone up to 58%, which is over $1,800. So for the renter, when you're seeing that, you start thinking about, do I want that $500 or whatever it is in your neighborhood? Do you want that amount of money going toward a mortgage? Or do you want to use that money for entertainment or other things that you like in your life? In those cases, renting seems like a very, very good option. So number 2, renting just feels safe. It's just comfortable and safe. If there's any issues with your property, who do you call? You call the landlord. When you own a property, who do you call? You're the person who's going to be paying. So if there's ever a big issue when you're renting, it's just easy to call somebody else. It is a great thing to rent because it doesn't come out of your pocket. It comes out of the landlord's pocket. So number 3, which I think a lot of people are working with right now, is that the prices of homes have gone up so much in the last 2 to 3 years. People are just waiting for them to come down. And with our economy, we're not sure where things are going. So a lot of people are just sitting there waiting and just saying, we'll rent for another year or 2 and see what happens. Now, this is something people have been saying for a long time. We'll kind of touch it on when I talk about the buy side, but it does sort of make sense, right? Like prices have just been going up like this rather than like this. And it gets scary, and to think that you're paying so much more to buy a property than you did in 2020 or 2019. Sometimes it seems like, you know what, if you just wait it out a little bit, prices could come down. So I'll just rent for another year or 2. All right, so now we're gonna hit on the reasons to buy. Now, renting did seem safe. It's felt good. Doesn't take much emotion. You just gotta have the right amount of money to rent every single month. It doesn't break the pocketbook. But we're going to talk about the reasons for buying. So number 1, rental prices keep going up. Just as we talk about how home prices keep going up, and we shared the stat earlier in the video, rental prices keep going up. They're going to keep rising. So every time you get out of a lease, you could almost expect that if you're going to rent a property similar to the one you were at, that your rent is going to be going up. At least with a mortgage, you get a fixed price, a fixed interest rate for years. Whether it's an ARM where you have a bunch of years before it can go up, or you have a 30-year fix, which is 30 years, or an FHA loan, 30 years, where that price is going to be the same, right? The only thing that can go up is the taxes, but your mortgage is going to be the same. So you have the ability to really budget and understand where your money is going. And even if interest rates go lower, you're able to refinance that loan. So hopefully you can lower your payment. Whereas rent, you're not going to lower your payment unless you go into a different area, a different neighborhood, smaller property. You have to move to probably make that happen. So number 2, we're going to talk about building equity. It's a really important thing in life to build equity, raise your net worth. You can buy more things, leave more money to people. But with buying a home, you build equity. Now, it may be your largest investment of your lifetime, but according to CoreLogic, if you bought in 2020 or before, prices of homes have gone up 15%. Part of 2022, they were reported to have gone up almost 20%. During that time, those owners had built that equity. Now, when you're renting, you do not build equity. You're building equity for your landlord, but you are not building any equity. And on top of that, we know that prices are not going to continue to be going up 15%, 20%. We've already started to see a downshift, and that's what has people worried. The economists are predicting, and what we're seeing is yes, we're not going to have a 15% appreciation in 2022. We're not going to have a 15% appreciation in 2023, 2024. What we're probably going to see is a much slower acceleration. They call it deceleration. Instead of 15%, we might start seeing it be a 2% increase, a 3% increase, and that's okay. That's a normal market. That's a good thing. But still, if you're owning a home, you're still gaining value of 2 to 3%, 2 to 4% every single year. When you're renting, you are not getting that value. You're not building that equity. Number 3, I'm going to touch on, just like on the rental, the number 3 on the rental side was that home prices keep going up. I'll just wait. Now I'm going to tell you a little story, and probably every single realtor has the same story. Say 2019 in DC, prices are high. I get plenty of buyers who are looking for properties, and plenty of them have sticker shock because they're moving from somewhere else. And they say, you know what, I'm just gonna wait. This market is crazy. I'm gonna wait until the market dies down, and then I might be able to afford to get into the neighborhood I wanna get into. Most of those people are still renting. They're hoping that at some point the prices keep going on. Unfortunately, they've gone up so much. During that time, if they had just bought when they could have bought, but they were uncomfortable with the pricing, they would have built so much equity in their home. They probably would have been very, very happy. But even today, even if we see the deceleration and we're getting 2 to 3%, you're gonna see, if you buy today, a year from now, hopefully you saw somewhere between 2 and 5% appreciation. In a year, if you're buying, you could have missed that 2 to 5%. So it's gonna be more expensive. If you buy now, great. If you wait another year, it's gonna be more expensive. It's okay, but you just need to know that most likely if you're waiting, you're gonna be paying a little bit more than you would have a year before. The last thing I wanna touch on, I guess this would be a bonus point, or point 4, is that when you are buying, you're getting the equity, you're getting the value of the house. When you're renting, don't forget, if you're worried about the interest rates, you're paying 100% interest. It's not going in your pocket. There's no savings to you. You are paying 100% interest. So even if the interest rates are 5.5%, 6%, 7%, you right now as a renter, you're paying 100%. At some point, the rates could go down, right? I think the Fannie Mae is predicting they go to 4 3/4 next year. At some point, who knows? But you'd be able to refinance that. You'd be able to lower your payment when they go that low. Again, renting, 100% interest rate. All right, I hope this video was helpful. If you liked it, please press the like button. And don't forget to subscribe so you're notified when new videos come out every day.